All right, another spark and another build. Let's set the charge. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going back to basics to build a foundation for some truly advanced strategy. We're talking about the engine of the game, the turn itself.
And once we've walked through the rhythm of a turn, we're going to zero in on one of the most misunderstood and underutilized areas of the game board, the tactical backline, Zone 4, the support zone. It's the place where games are often won or lost before the first clash is even declared.
But before we dive deep into the shadows and traps, let's reset. For everyone new to the game, or for veterans who want a refresher on the core loop, this is for you. How do you actually play Tools and Titans?
It's a 6-step dance, a sequence of tradecraft that builds from a single draw into an epic confrontation.
So how do you play Tools and Titans? Easy. Draw your cards,
Charge your energy,
build your field,
act with your powers,
clash with your Titans.
end your turn. 6 steps, one epic battle.
That's the loop. Draw, charge, build, act, clash, end. Let's break that down piece by piece because mastery is in the details. Step 1, draw. Seems simple, but this is where the mind games begin.
It is. You draw 2 cards at the start of your turn. This is your lifeblood. Your options for the entire round are dictated by this moment. A bad draw feels like a wrench in the gears, while the perfect draw makes the whole machine hum.
And this sets the stage for step 2, charge. This isn't just about getting energy, it's about choosing your fuel for the turn.
Exactly. You'll typically generate a base amount of charge, but many cards let you supplement that. You might discard a card for extra charge, or activate a structure that passively generates it. The question becomes, do you sacrifice a future option for immediate power? That's a core tension of the game.
Which flows directly into step 3, build. This is where your strategy starts to take physical form on the board.
This is your construction phase. You pay the charge cost to play tools, structures, or even some smaller utility relics. Are you building a static fence structure to defend against early aggression? Or are you playing a calibrator tool that will make your Titan's next ability more powerful? Every choice telegraphs your intent.
And that brings us to step 4, act. This feels like the most open-ended phase, the moment for real creativity.
It is. The act phase is for using the abilities printed on your cards. It's when you use a Flux card, a powerful one-shot effect, to disrupt your opponent. It's where you complete a task card you played last turn for a big reward. It's where your Titan itself can use an ability, shaping the board state without even entering a clash.
Then comes the moment everyone waits for. Step 5, clash.
This is it, the moment of direct conflict. Your Titan can now initiate a battle with an opposing Titan, or you can target your opponent's structures, trying to dismantle their engine piece by piece. This phase is a careful calculation of risk. Do you attack their Titan, hoping to push for a win, or do you take out the structure that's been generating them value every turn?
And finally, step 6, end. You pass the turn, but the game is far from static.
The end phase is a crucial cleanup step. Any end-of-turn effects trigger now. Maybe a Rustborn corruption effect deals a point of damage. Maybe a bioenergy structure grants you a small heal. It's the deep breath before the cycle begins anew with your opponent's turn.
And that entire 6-step cycle, that whole engine, all feeds into where you place your pieces. Which leads us to the heart of today's discussion. The support zone. Okay, so the support zone, Zone 4. It often looks so quiet, so passive. So who is this zone really for?
That's the beauty of it. It's for everyone, but it's the absolute core for players who love combo, trap, or reactive strategies. It's essential for precision decks, for setup titans like Machinara or the Timebender Etherlin. And it's a playground for Rustborn misdirection builds.
So what is it exactly? It's not the main battlefield, the Forge Zone.
Exactly. Think of it as a reactive deployment area, a staging bay for delayed brilliance. It's where you prepare your support tools, your hidden baits, your low-tempo constructs, or your devastating cast combos. before you're ready to trigger them. Timing, traps, and control all start here, in the quiet.
So when do you use it?
You place cards there during your build or action phase, yes. But its real power is that it acts as a reactive engine during all phases. A trap you set on your turn can be triggered on your opponent's turn. A bait card can activate the moment they declare a clash. It operates outside the normal flow of time.
And its location, tucked away from the front lines, is key to this.
It's everything. It's positioned behind the forge zone, the high-threat area. This means cards in the support zone have a layer of protection. It lets you control the tempo without immediate exposure. It's critical for sequencing, for building complex combo chains, and for the entire trap-laying mechanic.
So how does it work, mechanically?
Some cards stay dormant, waiting for you to manually activate them. Others trigger conditionally. They have text that reads, "When your opponent plays a Flux card." And some of the most powerful effects allow cards to jump from the support zone directly into the forge or the midfield task zone when their conditions are met.
A tool that materializes exactly when and where you need it.
That's the goal. It's about creating inevitability. Your opponent knows the threat is there, simmering in the backline. They just don't know when it will strike. It's the difference between a brawl and a duel of wits.
So it's a tactical preparation zone, a reactive engine, a control buffer for slower decks to build up steam.
Precisely. And no matter how complex your strategy gets back there, how many traps you set or combos you build, it always comes back to that core rhythm. Every Titan turn, draw, charge, building act, clash, end, 6 steps, infinite ways to forge your victory.
Okay, I'm starting to see the support zone as this hidden nexus of the board. Let's get specific. What kinds of cards are we actually playing here?
Primarily, you're looking at a few key types. First, bait cards. These are your traps. A card like Feedback Clamp might not just cancel an opponent's card, it could redirect the effect back at their own Titan. Or Decoy Prism, a structure that, when attacked, is destroyed, but forces the attacker to end their clash phase immediately,
luring them into a move that completely backfires. What about the slow tools?
These reward patience. A tool like the Geocharger might do nothing the turn you play it, but at the start of your next 3 turns, it gives you an extra point of charge. It's a long-term investment in your economy. It's slow, but it can build an insurmountable advantage over time.
And the cast cards, the Tool Titan exclusives.
Yes, think of Valara's Tempest. You play it to the support zone, and it just sits there, a storm cloud on the horizon. Then, on a later turn, you pay its cast cost. It jumps to the forge zone, and for that one turn, all of your other tools have their activation costs reduced to 0. It enables a massive, explosive turn out of nowhere.
So the support zone isn't isolated. It has to interact with everything else.
It's a web of interactions. Tools might jump to the forge zone. Support tools can store or reroute energy from your charge pool. A Titan's passive ability might let them activate a support tool for free each turn. Even the junkyard, your discard pile, has a role. A destroyed Rustborn trap might release a corrosive spore token from the junkyard onto one of your opponent's structures.
Let's talk strengths and weaknesses. The big strength is control, setting the pace.
Control through patience is number 1, and zone flexibility is a close second. But another strength is information denial. Your opponent sees a card back in the support zone. Is it a game-winning combo piece or a simple bluff? They have to play around the idea of the threat, which can force them into suboptimal plays.
But the downside? Why not just fill your support zone?
Because of its low immediate impact, while you're patiently setting traps, your opponent might be aggressively building a massive threat. You also run into zone clogging. If you overcommit, you can bottleneck your own options, leaving no room to play the card you need right now. Imagine your zone is full of traps, but you just drew the one structure that could save you from an attack, and you have nowhere to build it.
And I'm guessing the opponent can mess with your carefully laid plans.
Oh, absolutely. It's susceptible to disruption. A Flux card like Zone Purge could wipe your entire support zone clean. A Rustborn ability might force one of your traps to trigger early and harmlessly. It's a calculated risk. The bigger the setup, the more devastating the disruption.
So let's bring it all together into deck building. If I'm building a combo deck, what does that look like in practice?
For combo decks, the support zone is your laboratory. You're building a machine. Turn 2, you play a sequencer tool in support. Turn 3, you play a charge conduit next to it. On turn 4, you activate the sequencer, which lets you activate the conduit twice, generating a huge pool of energy to fuel a game-winning task. It's a step-by-step path to victory your opponent has to see coming and try to stop.
Okay, what about a bait deck? The mind games.
There, your goal is psychological warfare. You might play 2 cards into support. One is a real threat, like a reversal clamp. The other is a low-impact tool. You are trying to read your opponent, condition them. Let them destroy the low-impact tool, make them think they figured you out. Then, when they commit to their big play, the real trap springs. It's about making your opponent doubt every move they make.
And for those cast-driven builds?
It's all about protecting your investment. When you place that powerful cast card in the support zone, it's vulnerable for a turn. So your deck is built around defending it. You use defensive structures in the Forge, you hold on to Flux cards that can cancel disruption. You are creating a safe window to unleash your ultimate weapon.
And on the flip side, the Rustborn. How do they sabotage this?
They use it for infection. A Rustborn player might play a tool in their support zone called Parasitic Wire. It does nothing until the opponent plays a tool. Then the wire attaches itself, and from then on, every time the opponent uses their tool, they take damage. The Rustborn turn your own engine against you. They don't just break your tools, they make them toxic.
So the final insight here, the support zone is more than just a holding area.
The support zone is the chessboard's back row. It is a field of foresight, of misdirection, and of quiet, simmering potential. It absolutely lacks the flash and fire of the Forge zone. But the players who command it well, they are the ones who manipulate the entire game from the shadows. They are the ones who turn a simple setup into absolute supremacy.
It's a powerful lesson. The biggest threat isn't always the one you see coming. And yet, all that complexity, all that strategy and counter-strategy is still built on that same simple foundation.
That's the beauty of Tools and Titans. In every match, your tradecraft unfolds in 6 simple moves.
Draw,
Charge,
building,
act,
clash,
end.
simplicity for the novice, mastery for the titan.